Hello, my people. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Edward Amwakon, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to walk you through on how to design a very simple and catchy um, food flyer like this. Okay, yes, like this, like what you see on your screen. All right, so don't forget that I will leave a link in the video description just for you to have access to all the resources, the fonts, and everything. Okay, so without wasting my time, let's start. All right, guys, so you're welcome. So please, the first thing that you need to do is to open a new document. Okay, so let's open a new document. Now this is going to be only social media. Okay, so we are setting it in pixels. Okay, 1080, 1080. You can even name it. Okay, go ahead and create new, and then you can bring in your rulers. I told you that rulers are very important. It will serve as a guide, okay, throughout our design. Okay, so something like this is very fine. And then the next thing that we have to do is to create our background. Okay, so we will go in and select ellipse. Okay, ellipse. So you select ellipse, the left is your shape, and then you go ahead and create it. You press on shift and then you draw your ellipse. Very simple. All right, so let me give it a black shape, a color. Okay, so that we will have a look at. We change it. All right, so I will expand it. Let me expand it. Something like this is okay. All right, let me expand it this way. All right, okay, so something like this is fine for me. And then what I'll do is that through my layer side, come to FX. Okay, we are adding a gradient overlay. All right, good. And then the gradient overlay, we are going to use this color. Okay, this color. Let me give you the hash codes. Okay, so the first one is 0BAD2F. Okay, 0BAD2F. And then the second one is 057F28. 057F28. Okay, make sure you go ahead, make sure the angle is set to 0, and then you are leaving the style to linear, opacity 100. I mean, if you're okay with everything, you go ahead and click OK. Okay, then what I will do next is to rasterize this particular layer. Okay, but before we rasterize, I want my rectangle ellipse to just come to this side, and then press on control and try to expand it. Okay, try to shift this one to up a little bit just for me to get something like this. All right, I mean, this is very nice. And what I'll do is to copy this ellipse shape, Ctrl J to copy. All right, then bring the second one down, and then I will shift up. Okay, the second one just to show up, and then I will go to the same gradient overlay, but this time round I will go ahead and take this. I don't need the overlay, but I need color overlay, which is yellow. Okay, so let me give you the color FFC 606. FFC 606. All right, okay, so I need the color yellow to show up. So press Ctrl D and then Control, and then you can just play along with the color. All right, so something like this is okay for me. All right, so I will select the two and then shift this one up a little bit. So something like this is okay for me. Okay, very beautiful. So I think this is fine. I need something like this. This is okay for me. All right, so what we do next is for us to bring in image. Okay, so I'll select the first one, go to my resources. I'll give you this particular image. Okay, all right, so let me bring it onto Photoshop. All right, the first one, make sure you select the first layer. Okay, so once you bring onto Photoshop, you double click to accept. You create a clipping mask. Have you seen that it is not showing up? Okay, so once you created a clipping mask, it is not showing. So Ctrl D, then you come to this first image, right click and convert it to smart objects. Okay, very good. And then you can go ahead and create your clipping mask. Okay, so something like this is fine for me. Then what I would do next is to set it to soft light or overlay. Okay, but I need something like soft light. Let me leave it to overlay. Let me rasterize the first image that we brought, that is the element. Rasterize it, and I'm going to brush. Go to your brush. Okay, and if you see the plus, it means that your caps lock is on. And then make sure that you select the general brushes, the soft round. Make sure the size is 800, the hardness is set to 0. Then you can brush some parts out. Okay, just take your time and then brush some parts out. All right, okay, so something like this is fine. And I'll go ahead and reduce the opacity. Okay, I need the, yes, so opacity to 50, or yes, 50 is okay. All right, then I'm done with my background, so I can go ahead and group them. Okay, group them and then call them, rename them as backgrounds. Okay, very beautiful. And then you can just bring them down a little bit. So this is okay for me. All right, so let's move on to our text. Okay, so before we bring in our text and everything, once we are done with the background, I would like us to bring in the soups. Okay, you could see this one being the stew and then the two stew over there. Okay, so what I did is that I went to go and select my rectangular tool. Okay, and then make sure that I will give it a color black. Okay, the fill color, so still on the rectangular tool, and then I will give it a stroke color of white. I will set the stroke color to white, and then the size, okay, we set the size to 8. I think 8 is okay. Then you can go ahead and draw your shape. So something like this is fine for me. Okay, so now I don't need this. Then go ahead and click this. So you could see that my shape is on top of the background. So let me bring it down, make sure that it will not go in. Okay, and then go ahead and expand, drag it down a little bit, something like this. Let me expand it this way, is okay for me. Then I'll bring my mouse cursor down here. You could see that the mouse has changed. Okay, let me zoom in. You could see that my mouse has changed. Okay, so it has curved. So just click, drag it, and try to scale it. Okay, just try to scale it out or make it slantly. Okay, so once you are done, you double click to accept, you drag it up to this place. Then let me expand it. Let me try to expand it. Yes, I think this is okay. Now I'll go ahead and copy, Control J, bring this one here, something like this. Okay, so let me set this one. I want it to go down. Okay, so this is beautiful for me. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and expand this also. Okay, and then double click. I'll go ahead and copy this. Then I'll bring the copy as well down, then try to forward it up so that it will help me. Yes, you could see that it is the black one that is showing up. You bring it something like this, then you go ahead and scale them out. So this is beautiful. Okay, here is it. And then what we are going to do is to bring in our food. Okay, bring in our food. So let me copy, bring this one here a little bit. So the first one is the soup. Okay, so I will give you the resources. Okay, so let me take you through the resources. Okay, so I have the food here, this one. Okay, so don't forget that if you like this video, you subscribe, like, and then leave a comment if you don't understand anything. So the first soup that I'll bring is this particular soup. Okay, this one. Okay, so just drag it onto Photoshop because I wanted it to go into the first one. That's why I selected it. So double click to accept, and then right click and create a clipping mask. So something like this. If I want to make it small so that I can see it. Okay, so I think this is beautiful. And then the next one is going to be, I've selected a rectangle. Go to my food, and then I am bringing this particular soup, palm nut soup. Okay, so something like this is okay for me. Double click to accept, right click, create a clipping mask. Very beautiful. And then this one is going to be the chicken stew. Okay, chicken stew. So let me bring it on the Photoshop. Okay, wow, that's very beautiful. Even without you creating a clipping mask, it is in there already, but I would like us to resize it so that it can fit in our design. It can fit in. Let me bring it down. Okay, so something like this is beautiful. Wow, it looks nice. Okay, that's beautiful. All right, so what is left for us to do is, let's go back to our work. So what is left for us to do is to bring in these two stills. Okay, so I would like us to group this one too as well. Okay, let's group them. So you select everything together with the images, group them, and then you can call it back. Let's name it back. All right, something like this, back one. All right, so the next one is for us to bring in, let's select this because I want everything to be on top. Is for us to bring in our stew, the circle stew. So go to your shape to select ellipse, make sure that it will be still on 80, then you press on shift and then you draw your round circle. Very nice. This is too big, so I'll resize it, bring it somewhere here. Okay, let me, yes, I think this is okay. Ctrl J to copy and then bring it here as well. Now I want it to go down. All right, good. And then resize this and then bring it here. Okay, so I think this is beautiful. Something like this is nice for me. If it is still too big, you can just reduce it. All right, so the first one is going to be this particular image. Okay, that is going to be this image. Let's drag it onto Photoshop. Okay, so you resize it. Okay, just to fit in, double click to accept. You create a clipping mask. It is in there. Very nice one. Let's resize it. I think this is absolutely beautiful. Then let me select this one too and go and bring in my wonderful stew. Yes, this particular image. Let's bring it onto Photoshop. You resize it and it's in here. Double click to accept, create a clipping mask. Wonderful, it is in here. Very beautiful. Okay, so you can also group this one too as well. Ctrl J. Okay, and then you can call it as stew. Okay, something like this, stews. Okay, so all of these are all images. So if possible, you can just select everything that you see over here. Okay, all this background, Ctrl J to group them, and then you can call them images. Very beautiful. Okay, so what is left for us is to bring in our text and everything. So we have grouped all the resources, especially the images, and then we have named them as. So if you open this, you see the background, the images and everything is in there. So I've grouped it. So I'll go in and select my text tool. Now this particular font, there's one particular font that I use for all, and that is this font. We call it Poppins. Okay, so it is Poppins that we are going to use throughout. Okay, so let's start by writing it. So make sure the color is white. Okay, so this is where the color is. You set it to white, and then we are using the size 40. We are using Poppins black. Okay, good. And then you go ahead and start typing Braben. Okay, Braben. Okay, so make sure that with the Braben you will leave the VA, the spacing, to negative 50. If possible, you can leave it to negative 30. All right, or negative 40 is fine. Negative 40. I think negative 40 won't be bad. Okay, so we bring it something here. Okay, let's bring it here. All right, then what I'll do next is I'll copy this particular background. Okay, this background that we copy this, and then let me bring it here onto Photoshop. Let me bring it here. And what I'll do is that I'll create a clipping mask. Okay, so I've copied this. I'll create another clipping mask again. Okay, and then I'll go in and brush especially the edge out. Okay, good. I wanted the brightness to show. Okay, so something like this to show up. Okay, in my design I really like the brightening aspect. And then let me reduce the opacity small, so something like this is okay for me. And then I'll copy this as well. And then this is where I'm going to write the soups and sauces. Okay, soups and sauces. So this is going to be my soups and sauces. Okay, and I'm going to reduce the size. I'm going to reduce the size of the font to 30. 30 is too big, so let's reduce the size. I'm not going to use the black, I'm going to use extra bold. Yes, and then set this one to 25. Then make sure that I'll pick 18, which is too big. I'll pick 15. I think this is okay. All right, good. And then change the color, pick this particular yellow color. All right, then I want us to give the ribbon a stroke. So go to your FX, go to drop shadow. All right, you want to give it a shadow. Okay, so make sure that it is set to multiply. The opacity is 30, the distance is 4, the spread yes is 6. Everything is okay. All right, you give the same thing to soups and sauces as well. Okay, same thing. And then you group this. All right, so let's select the two. Okay, let's group this and then select the ribbon and then align them. Very beautiful. And then let's send it up a little bit. So this is okay. So what I'm going to do again is to select my text tool. This time round I'm going to write this: are you looking for Ghanaian meals? Okay, are you looking for Ghanaian meals? So we are going to do that one, very quick one. We are not going to waste much time at all. Okay, we are not going to waste much time at all. Okay, so quick one. Let's do it very quick. So let's go to, and then let me select this one is italic, and I want the font to be 8. Let's type something. Are you okay? Very beautiful. I think this is too big for me, so I'll go to my character, make sure that I will set it to 6. Okay, and bring it somewhere here. Very beautiful. All right, good. And then the next one is to bring in our rectangle. Okay, so I mean it's better we lock these images. Okay, so let's lock it and then select our rectangle. We are drawing our shape. Okay, good, very beautiful. I think this is okay. All right, then I'm going to cancel the stroke. I don't need stroke for this particular one. Okay, and then sorry, go to my property. Once you are done drawing this, you go to your property. Okay, and then you come here, make sure that you take this, make sure you take this particular thumbnail, take it like this. All right, that will allow you to have access to only one edge. Okay, so you set it to 50. Okay, make sure you set it to, let's go, I think let's set it to 70. All right, 72, and then this one to 72 as well, or 70. I think 70 won't be bad. Or yes, if this one is 67, then this one too has to be 67, so that it will be balanced. Okay, so I think this is okay. I think I like it this way. All right, then let me expand it a little bit. All right, so what I did is to group, align, select everything here and align them. Okay, align them. So you could see that we have to make sure this background, okay, let's open it and then let this one go up a little bit. So I will select this one, the one that with the background one. Let it go up. I think this is okay. Let's try to resize it small. I think something like this is okay for me. Let's resize this. Okay, so I think this is okay. And then let it go up a little bit. Okay, yes, and then I'll select the stew together with the background and go up. Okay, so I think this is okay. Then I'll group. Let me lock it. Okay, so you take your time. So let me lock it. Select this. So soups. Are you looking for the bread bend? Then the shape. And then let's bring them up here. So that's why I did the line, so that everything will be aligned. So something like this is okay for me. Very beautiful. So I like this way. So what I will do again is zoom out, Control plus, and then I'm going to write in the venue. Okay, so with the venue I'll copy this, Control J to copy, bring it up. Now go to your layer side and then make sure you change the color to pick the colors, okay, and then make it deep green. All right, then I'm setting this to extra bold. Okay, and then we'll set it to 50 and then double click and change it to homemade. Okay, homemade foods. Okay, so that means that I'm going to set it to 10. Okay, so something like this. I think this is okay, or we should make it 11. Okay, so that it will be big a little bit. So I'll be better we pick 10. All right, we pick 10. Okay, and then what we'll do next is to copy this, and this is going to be our telephone number. So 0545201614. Okay, so you can put your number there if you really want to do this for a client. All right, then you are good to go. And then I'm going to use bold for this one. Okay, and then change the size to 9 or 8. I think 8 is okay. Good. And then what I'll do is to pick a rectangular tool, draw a line. Okay, very good. Change the color, pick this one. Okay, automatically Photoshop gives you the color. Okay, so I'll bring the line under the number. Okay, so let me select this, select the homemade, and make sure that it is aligned together with my rectangle over here. Everything is aligned. Very good. I'm on point. Okay, now let me change. Don't know why it is not showing up. Okay, so let me change it to this. Okay, let me select and change the color to this particular one, and then I don't need the stroke. Always pay attention to the stroke. Okay, so I don't need the stroke, and then let me draw the line. Okay, so something like this is okay. All right, very beautiful one. Go and select my move tool. Okay, and then bring, yes, I think this is okay. The line is okay. Okay, so the last thing is to bring in the venue. Okay, so Control J to copy, at Kaswa, everything is in caps, at Kaswa. Yes, so you can just put your own. All right guys, so let's do the menu. I mean this one, the one with soups and then the stews. Okay, so let's do that one very quick. So what I'll do is I'll group. I love to group my things. Okay, I will select all the text including everything that I did here, and align them at the center. Okay, and then after that, group them and then name them as name of business. Okay, so let me make it name of the business, something like this is okay for me. I love to group my things so that my layers won't be plenty over there. So what I will do next is to draw a rectangle. Okay, this is going to be my rectangle, the first one, and I'm going to change the color to this particular yellow color. Make sure that you select this color. Okay, FFC 606. Okay, good, very neat one. And then we are going to copy this. All right, but before we copy, we are going to screw this. So what we're going to do is to Control T, right click and go to screw. Then we are going to screw it to this side. Okay, I think this is okay. Screw this one to this particular side. So I have something like this, or better still, let's check this screw. So I will screw this to 18.6, this one to 18.6. Okay, then I'm going to duplicate this, Control J to duplicate, send this one down, and I'm going to double click, change it to color white, and then I'm going to shift it down. Okay, so that the white will show both to the other side and this side. Okay, so something like this. Okay, so the white, it seems the white is too much in my eyes, so I think this is beautiful. Then I'll group this. Okay, so you can just group it, select everything and then Control G to group it. All right, then copy this, just bring it down, click on any part of the edge and then bring it this one to down like this. Okay, good. Then what I'm going to do is to select the first one and then let's name it as soups. Okay, let's press Ctrl E. All right, select this one too, and then this one too, we are going to make it stews. Okay, then Ctrl E. Ctrl E means image, so I will select this first one because I want to write on top. Okay, go in for my text tool. Okay, I'm going to maintain the same color. The font size is 8. I think it's not bad, so let me pick extra bold and start to type soups. Okay, so this is beautiful, soups, and then bring it on top of this. The bold is too much for my liking, so let me pick bold. Okay, so something like this is okay. Then I can see that the soups is too much, so I will reduce the size to a sizable. So what I'll do is, because we want to get the same size, I will select everything here and then resize them. Okay, so that I can get the same size. Okay, so let me shift it up here. I think this is okay. Then let me position this here. Control J to copy this, bring it here. You can see that it is down. Come to your layer side and then click it up, and then this one is going to be your stews. Okay, very good. Then what you are going to do is to write in the things that you do. Okay, so with the soups, okay, so let's see if we can change the color of the soup. Okay, so it's too much. I think something like this is okay. Okay, so let me copy the color, right click and then copy this, and then let's come and change, paste it, Control V to paste. All right, very beautiful. And then let me copy this as well, the same thing, change the color to white. All right, and then change this one to medium, which is quite okay. So we're going to list the things that he does. So groundnut, we have groundnut soup. Okay, groundnut soup, groundnuts. Okay, so the next one, so this is going to be palm nut. Okay, palm nut, then exterior. There are more. So this is beautiful. So make sure that this vegetable is aligned to the the last rectangle down here. All right, so that means that I have to let this one go up so that they will all be one. Okay, now what I will do for the last is to, you could see some bulletin over here. Okay, so the bulletin is very simple. So go in for your rectangular tool, make sure that you change the fill color to this particular. If you want to change the color, just click on this and then come and pick the color yellow here, then you are good to go. All right, then we are going to just draw a nice rectangle. The rectangle is too big, so I'll resize it. Okay, I'll resize it. Let me zoom in so that you will see your work. Okay, I will resize it to a sizable point, something like this. Okay, so it's too big, so I think this is okay. All right, very good. So this is okay. So let me copy this. All right, bring it here, copy this as well. Now what I will do for the last is to select all the rectangles that you just did. Make sure that you've selected them and then you align them. Very beautiful. And then make sure that they are all aligned in line with the words. Okay, so this, you arrange them nicely. Just take your time. Okay, you may seem the video is too long, but just take your time. You'll be learning a lot. Okay, just take your time. So something like this is okay. Then I'll select all the rectangle over here, Control E. That means I have merged them. Okay, I have made them one. So what I'll do for the last is to bring in some effects. You could see some okra and tomatoes. There's some effects at the background. Okay, so quick one, let's do that one. All right guys, so let's try to bring in the effect. Okay, so let's zoom out. Okay, so Control Plus is to make sure that everything is fit. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so I think this is okay. So what I'm going to do now is to group everything over here. Okay, so let me select them. I love grouping my works. Okay, so let me group everything here and let me leave it like that. Okay, all right, so let me say menu. Let me group them and say menu. Okay, all right, so now we are done with everything. What is left is the effect. Okay, so let me group everything here. Now the effect is that, let me go to my resources. Okay, let me go to my resources and then I'm going to give you whatever that you will need. Okay, so go to the food here. We are bringing in the first one, which is this particular red tomato. All right, then we are going to scale everything down, bring it to this side, double click to accept, then go to filter. Okay, so go to filter and go to blur, go to motion blur. Okay, very good. Now we are going to increase the motion blur, something like this. Okay, so I think this is beautiful. Then I'm going to make sure that yes, it's something like this is okay for me. All right, so the next thing is to bring in this particular tomato. Okay, let me bring in the tomato. Okay, let me reduce it small, double click, rasterize. I'm going to take away all the white thing. Okay, go in for my magic selection tool, click on the part that I don't like, press on delete, Control D to deselect. Everything is gone. Scale it down and drag it here. So we are going to apply the same filter, which is Gaussian blur. Now this time around I want us to go to filter again and then go to motion blur and let's increase the blurriness. Okay, so I think this is okay. Then I'm going to increase whatever that is there. Okay, so I'm going to get something like this, which is okay for me. All right, if you like it that way. Then what is left again is for us to so you can see so you can just bring it here depending on what you want. Okay, now again it is left with this leaves. Okay, you know what to do. So let's go to our Photoshop, let's go to our resources, and this is the leaf that I'm going to use. I downloaded all of these from Google. So let's reduce. We are going to take away the white, so rasterize it. Go to select the same rectangular, click on the part you don't like, delete, press here to you delete, Control D to deselect, and then you are going to play along with this particular. Let's turn it around something like this. Let me bring it here, reduce it. Okay, so this is beautiful. Now I'm going to apply the same filter, go to blur, go to motion. It's too much, so let me reduce it. Small. Okay, so something like, I think 20, the distance 20 is 25 is, so you see, yes, I think 25 is not something bad. Okay, so this is okay. Let me then reduce it small. Okay, let's copy it, bring it somewhere here. All right, and let's go to blur again, motion blur, and then let's play along with the blurriness. Okay, so let's copy this again and bring it somewhere here. So I think this is okay for me, depending on how you want it. Okay, yes, I place it somewhere here. Okay, so you can even go ahead and bring in the carrots if you want to. Okay, it all depends on what you really want. Okay, how you want your design to look. So let's take away the white background. Okay, and then let's reduce this, play along with it. All right, let me bring it somewhere here, and then we are going to go to filter, go to blur, and go to motion blur. Okay, so you see, so I think I will leave it this way. All right, then let's reduce it. So you can leave it like this depending on how you want your work to be. So you can leave it. This looks very beautiful and professional. Okay, so let's group everything that you see here and then name it as effect. Okay, effect. Okay, so so that's it. I think this is beautiful. This is the end of our video. I'll end my video here. It looks beautiful and professional. Okay, it looks beautiful. Let's open the background. Okay, and then let's see how this looks like. Very beautiful. It looks beautiful and professional work. So please, when you are done, you go to file. We are going to export our work. Go to export and go to export as. Okay, so once you go to export as, this is going to appear. All right, then go to your format. Make sure the format is JPEG. Make sure you select the quality you want. I want the grade. Check your sizes, everything is okay. You go ahead and click on export, and then you can name your design. You can name it, you can give it a name like Breben. Okay, go ahead and click on OK. Now let's delete this, or let's close this up and go to our desktop and see this is our work. Let's open it up. So please, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Yes, hit on the notification bell in order for you to be notified anytime I drop video like this. Okay, so here is it. It looks beautiful. All right, so please let me see you in the next video. Bye.